My brothers and sisters,
Have you ever felt like life has thrown you into a battlefield you never signed up for? A place where the storms are raging, the nights feel endless, and the weight on your shoulders seems too heavy to carry. Perhaps right now you are facing a challenge that has shaken you to the core. You feel tired, weak, and almost ready to give up.
but pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. The fact that you are still standing today, even with the scars and tears, is proof of something powerful. God gave you the strength to win this battle before it even began. Every difficulty you face carries within it a message, a lesson, and a divine purpose that you may not see at first. When life feels heavy and you wonder why you are going through what you are going through, it is important to remember that nothing happens without reason. Sometimes the pain we experience becomes the very tool that transforms us, teaches us, and draws us closer to our Creator. What may look like chaos in your life right now is often the preparation for something greater ahead. You see, comfort rarely produces growth. It is through challenges that we discover strength we never knew we had, faith we didn't realize was so deep, and a relationship with God that becomes unshakable. Many times we pray for strength, patience, and wisdom, but we forget that these qualities are not simply given, they are developed. How can patience be built without delay? How can courage grow without fear? How can faith become firm without a storm to test it? The very battles we wish away are often the answers to our own prayers for growth and spiritual elevation. Think about it. A pearl is formed only when irritation enters the shell. A diamond is created under intense pressure. Likewise, a believer's heart shines brightest after it has endured trials with faith and trust in God. When life throws you into a storm, it is easy to feel abandoned. But the reality is far different. Sometimes the storm is not there to destroy you, it is there to wash away what was holding you back, to redirect you toward a path you never would have chosen on your own, but one that leads to exactly where you need to be. If every moment of your life was smooth and easy, you might never realize the depth of your own resilience or the greatness of the one who sustains you. Struggles reveal to us that our strength was never our own. It was a gift from God all along. And when you finally look back after the storm has passed, you will see how every moment of pain had a purpose, every tear had meaning, and every trial was preparing you for blessings you couldn't yet see. When we are hit with challenges, our first reaction is often to pray for strength as if it is something we need to go and find somewhere outside of ourselves. But the truth is, when God allowed that test to come your way, He had already placed inside you everything you would need to overcome it. Before the storm arrived, the strength was quietly deposited into your heart, ready to emerge when life demanded it. That is how the divine system works. Nothing comes your way except that you are already equipped to face it. Sometimes we don't realize the capacity we carry because it lies dormant until hardship awakens it. Just as muscles only grow when they are pushed and stretched, our inner strength only reveals itself when life tests us. You may have thought you couldn't survive that heartbreak, that illness, that financial struggle, or that loss, but here you are today, still standing. That in itself is proof that you carried more resilience, more courage, and more patience than you ever imagined. The problem is not that we lack strength, the problem is that we doubt it. We look at the size of the mountain and forget the power of the one who created both us and the mountain. We focus on the weight of the burden and ignore the fact that we were chosen to carry it because we have the ability to rise above it. God never burdens a soul with more than it can handle, which means the very existence of your test is proof of your capability to overcome it. Sometimes we confuse comfort with strength. We think strength means life will be easy and free of obstacles. In reality, true strength is what keeps you calm when everything is falling apart. It is the patience to keep moving when the path ahead is unclear. It is the faith that whispers, "This too shall pass," even when there is no sign of relief in sight. So, when you feel weak, remember, the strength was already placed within you before the challenge began. It is not about becoming strong, it is about uncovering the strength you already carry through faith, perseverance, and trust in God's wisdom. Fear is one of the first emotions that takes over when we are faced with uncertainty, pain, or loss. It speaks loudly, reminding us of everything that could go wrong, painting our future in dark colors, and convincing us that we are not strong enough to survive what lies ahead. Fear magnifies the problem and shrinks our faith, leaving us paralyzed by worry and doubt. But faith steps in and whispers, "Do not be afraid. The one who controls the storm controls your life too." Faith is the calm voice in the middle of chaos that tells you there is a plan, even when you cannot see. You see, fear focuses on the size of the battle, while faith focuses on the greatness of God. Fear says, "This is impossible," but faith says, "Nothing is impossible for Him." Fear limits you to what your eyes can see, but faith allows you to trust what your heart knows, that God's mercy and power are far greater than anything standing in your way. Life often places us at crossroads where we have to choose between the two. Either allow fear to dictate our actions or let faith guide our steps. Fear convinces you to give up halfway, to stop praying, to lose hope because it tells you the situation is too big. Faith, on the other hand, pushes you to move forward even when you feel like falling apart. It keeps you on your knees in prayer when everything around you screams for you to give in to despair. Every story of victory begins with a moment of faith. The sea did not part for Moses until he stepped forward. The fire did not harm Abraham because he believed in the one who created fire itself. Fear would have kept them frozen, but faith opened doors where there seemed to be none. When you place your trust in God, fear loses its power. It may still whisper, but it no longer controls you. Faith teaches you that the same storm that scares you can be the very thing that carries you to a better place, because the one who commands the winds is guiding your life with perfect wisdom. So often in life, when things don't go according to our plans, we immediately label them as failures or losses. A door closes, an opportunity slips away, a relationship ends, and we assume it's the end of our story. But what we fail to see in the moment is that sometimes a setback is not a punishment, it's protection. It's a redirection designed by the one who sees what we cannot see. There are times when we pray for something so desperately, convinced that it is good for us, only to watch it fall apart. In the moment, it hurts deeply, and we wonder why our prayers weren't answered. But often, what feels like rejection is actually a form of divine mercy. Maybe that job, that relationship, that opportunity would have led to more harm than good. Maybe it would have taken us off the path that leads to our true purpose. We don't always see the full picture, but God does. Every delay carries wisdom. When life says wait, it is not always denying you. Sometimes it is preparing you. Think about the seed planted in the ground. For months, it is buried in darkness, unseen, with no signs of growth above the surface. Yet beneath the soil, roots are spreading, strength is building, and life is forming. When the right season arrives, it breaks through the ground, stronger and more fruitful than ever. Likewise, what seems like a setback in your life may simply be the planting stage for a future harvest you cannot yet imagine. Many people look back years later and thank God for unanswered prayers, because they realize that what they thought was a loss was actually the beginning of something far better. That heartbreak led to personal growth. That missed job opened the door for a career far beyond expectation. That delay in your plans aligned you with blessings you would have missed otherwise. So when life pushes you back, don't despair. Sometimes it's not pushing you back to break you, it's pulling you back like an arrow, so that when the time is right, you will be launched forward farther than you ever dreamed. What feels like a setback now may actually be the setup for your greatest victory. There are moments in life when the weight of your struggles makes you feel like you are standing completely alone. People may fail to understand what you are going through, friends might distance themselves, and even family may not fully grasp the depth of your pain. In those moments, it's easy to believe that nobody cares and that you are fighting this battle by yourself. But the truth is far more comforting. You have never been alone, not for a single heartbeat. The same God who created you has been with you through every tear, every sleepless night, and every silent prayer that no one else heard. When you look back at the hardest days of your life, you will realize that the fact you made it through was not because of your own strength alone. It was divine mercy carrying you when your feet could barely move. The moments when you thought you couldn't go on but somehow did, that was help from the one who never leaves his servants abandoned. Even when you felt forgotten, he was closer than your own heartbeat, guiding you in ways you didn't recognize at the time. Sometimes we mistake silence for absence. We pray and don't see immediate answers, so we assume we've been left alone. But silence often means that things are being worked out in ways beyond our understanding. Just as a teacher remains silent during the test, trusting that the student already has what it takes to pass, God allows us to walk through trials while His unseen support surrounds us at every step. Think of the prophets and righteous people before us. Many of them stood against entire nations, faced rejection, betrayal, even danger to their lives. Yet they continued with courage because they knew something vital. The presence of God outweighs the absence of people. One moment of divine help is greater than an army of human supporters. So when you feel isolated or weighed down by life, remind yourself, angels are with those who call upon their Lord sincerely. The same God who split the sea, calmed the storm, and saved His beloved servants through history is watching over you right now. You have never been alone, and you never will be. Patience is one of the greatest qualities a believer can develop, yet it is also one of the hardest to practice. When life tests us, our natural desire is for quick solutions, immediate relief, and instant answers. But the reality is that some victories can only be achieved through endurance, through holding on with faith when every part of you wants to give up. Patience is not simply waiting, it is waiting with trust. It is the quiet strength that allows you to keep moving forward when the road feels endless and the burden feels heavy. When we look at history, the people who achieved the greatest victories were those who refused to let hardships break their faith. They understood that God's timing is always perfect, even when it feels delayed. Just because something is taking longer than you expected does not mean it is denied. It may simply mean you are being prepared for it. The blessing you seek might require you to grow in ways you never imagined, to learn lessons you didn't realize you needed, or to develop gratitude for what you already have before more is given to you. Patience transforms the waiting period into a time of growth instead of despair. While impatience fills the heart with anxiety and fear, patience brings calmness and hope. It allows you to surrender control, to trust that the one who designed your life knows exactly when to open doors for you. Sometimes we think we are ready for what we want, but God knows the perfect moment that will bring not just the blessing, but also the wisdom to handle it. Every dawn follows the darkest part of the night, but you can't rush the sunrise. Likewise, your breakthrough will come at its appointed time. The key is to remain steadfast, to keep praying, to keep hoping, and to keep believing even when you see no signs of change. Because in the end, victory always belongs to those who endure with faith. The promise of ease after hardship is not just words, it is a divine guarantee. Those who remain patient will find that what awaits them is far greater than what they lost along the way. My brothers and sisters, when we step back and look at life through the lens of faith, we realize that every battle carries a purpose, every challenge awakens strength within us, every fear is silenced by trust in God, every setback hides a blessing, every moment of loneliness is filled with divine presence, and every victory belongs to those who endure with patience. The tests you face today are not meant to break you, they are meant to build you. They are shaping your character, deepening your faith, and preparing you for blessings you cannot yet see. You are stronger than you think because the one who created you placed that strength inside you before the battle even began. So walk forward with faith. Hold your head high even when life feels heavy. Pray even when you don't see immediate answers. And trust that the same God who brought you this far will never leave you midway. The darkness will pass, the storm will calm, and when the dust settles, you will stand in the light of victory, grateful that you didn't give up when it was hardest to keep going. Because with God on your side, no battle is too big, no mountain too high, and no challenge too strong.